I am Batman. I mean, Average Sniper.
What's up, guys? Average Sniper here. Welcome to another episode of Learning to Snipe. Today I have a Battlefield 4 gameplay for you using the L115 sniper rifle with a completely unnecessary rangefinder on this map and an 8x scope. For my secondary, I'm running my G18 pistol, which is my favorite. For my equipment, I like to use C4 and a tactical insertion. Well, I call it a tactical insertion. A spawn beacon. Perfect for flanking the enemy and spawning back in where you need to spawn. So, today's episode is called Flanking. And I realize I've never really made an episode where I specifically talked about what flanking is and, you know, how it can help your team and help you capture objectives. So anyway, a lot of times I play maps and I see snipers just stay on the spawn, try and get those long shots, and try to defend a certain objective from far away. And that's cool, but I wanted to show you guys that there's more ways to play with the sniper rifle than just, you know, staying on the spawn and trying to do long-range sniping or staying far away and trying to defend an objective. You can play aggressively with the sniper rifle, and one of the best ways to do that is to run flanks. And, you know, if somebody says, let's flank the enemy, what that means is, let's run beside the enemy in a place they won't expect us, try and get behind them, and shoot the fuck out of them. So, it's actually a pretty simple maneuver. You just want to try and get past the enemy without them seeing you. Get behind them. So go the route less traveled, you know. If the enemies are all inside, go outside. If they're all outside, go inside. Pretty easy to figure out. And, you know, try and get behind them and take their objectives. I like to flank to enemy objectives that are on their own spawn or on their own base, assuming there's not too much, like, tank support and things like that slowing me down. It all depends. I mean, sometimes you should flank and sometimes you shouldn't. If you have a supportive team, you should definitely run flanks. If it's just you by yourself, you might want to reconsider, because you could find yourself up against, you know, 5, 6, 7, maybe even 10 enemies at a time that are guarding that flank route. But if you have a team with you, you can take those enemies out that are guarding the flank and get behind the enemy and capture those objectives. So in this gameplay, what I'm doing is I'm running outside, you know, to get around. And sorry if this is some real basic stuff, guys, but it's just one of those things I've never really talked about. I will talk about some other stuff too.
Big old freaking meal.
So Operation Locker, also referred to as Operation Clusterfuck, is probably one of the more notorious maps on Battlefield 4 for flanking. You think you have the whole team trapped on one objective, and then all of a sudden, 1, 2, or 3 enemies appear behind you guys, and kill everyone, take your base. And it happens all the time. So that's why I'm using this map. Also, because I hate this map. I hate this god-awful, forsaken piece of shit map. I fucking hate it. So there you go. And okay, so the reason I hate this map the most is because I'm sure if you've watched my videos before, you've heard me complain about the lack of teamwork sometimes when you join a random team and you don't have your own squad. Sometimes if you do have your own squad, you know, you'll still see this. And by lack of teamwork, I'm not talking about, oh my god, my team loses, they suck. I'm talking about, oh my god, my team lost by 500 or 600 tickets, they're not playing. And this happens so much where, you know, your team just won't play, and it's so annoying. And this map is notorious for it because people are so scared to come off their spawn, come off their objectives, and try and push up. And the team that is not afraid to do that is the team that's going to win every time, like without fail. If your team works together and pushes up as one, you're going to win, because you're going to have like 3/4 of your team, you know, the guys with automatic weapons, grenade launchers, things like that, holding down the inside of this particular map. And then you're going to have the flankers, the snipers, you know, everybody that wants to get behind, capture objectives, and shoot the enemy in the back. They're going to be running around. So the enemy is going to be stuck between a rock and a hard place. The rock being your team using teamwork to push up, and the hard place being the flankers they have to constantly deal with, you know, which is what I like to do. So I've gotten all the way to Alpha, which is their base spawn objective. Got lots of enemies over here, and I know I just shot that guy down there, so I know they saw me up here and they're going to be coming up here. So this is another strategy I like to use. When the enemy is coming to get me, I let them come to get me, but I just try my best to have some good cover and surprise them. So you can see I just killed 3 of them that were on the way to murder me. Completely missed my opportunity to kill that guy. I pop out here, get that one guy, and then that guy laying down on the floor, I did not see him prone down there, and he ended up getting me. So that's about it as far as the flanking goes. It's a pretty easy maneuver, you know, just go the route less traveled, get behind the enemies, and do your best to completely and totally destroy them. Okay, guys, don't judge me for this scene right here. I miss so many easy shots. Like, I think I killed 2 people in this corridor, and I could have killed so many more. I was like, I don't know what's going on. Do you ever get into something where you're like, oh my god, I can kill these guys so easy, but every shot you take misses, and you know it's not the game's fault. Like, it's not lag, it's not latency issues, it's not any kind of teammate stepping in front of you, it's nothing like that. It's just you. You know, you fucked up and you pulled the trigger too soon, or you waited too long and completely missed your opportunity and therefore missed your shot. God, I hate it when that happens. But when it does happen, I prefer it to be me that's making the errors than the game. What really, really makes me mad, even more than teammates that won't play the game, which is the #1 thing that makes me mad most of the time, but the thing that really makes me mad is when I get killed because of something I can't control, like lag. Like like the other day I was playing and this guy was rubber banding, which means he would run forward and then the game would pull him back to where he was and he would run forward. So I aimed at him and I thought there was 2 or 3 guys there, but it was really him just rubber banding. And while I was sitting there watching this, trying to figure out what was going on, I got flanked and shot in the side of the head. And that just, I was like, oh my fucking god. But you know, it's nobody's fault. It's just the online game. Well, you know whose fault it is? It's the fucking guy that joined the fucking server with 1 bar. Don't fucking join the server if there's 1 fucking bar, motherfucker. You're just gonna be annoying. Fuck. I only join servers where there's 4 or 5 bars, and 3 bars at the bare minimum. If there's 2 bars or 1 bar, you can be sure you won't find me in that fucking server. No way, no how, no sir, I will not be there. So having a good connection is really important, and it makes me mad when people join servers with bad connections and you know, ruin the gameplay because they're lagging out so bad. I mean, sometimes you kill them and it's kind of cool, but most of the time it's like, dude, just join a server that works for you. And I'm sorry if you live somewhere far away where there's not a lot of servers. I hear people, you know, have trouble sometimes living in places where there's not a lot of servers. Fortunately, I live in America on the East Coast, so there are a lot of good Battlefield 4 and Battlefield Hardline servers for me to join at any given time. So I'll quit my bitching. I'll quit my bitching about that and get back to talking about the game. So I am playing Battlefield 4 in hardcore mode, but this actually applies to both Battlefield 4 and Battlefield Hardline, probably previous versions of Battlefield as well. Most of you guys probably know I'm not a Battlefield veteran except for Battlefield Hardline and Battlefield 4, and I know most people don't even consider Battlefield Hardline to actually be like a real Battlefield game. I can understand that after reaching rank 140 in Battlefield 4. So I have probably around 800 or 900 hours in Battlefield 4, and probably something very similar in Hardline, maybe yeah, probably right around there. So lots of playtime in both of these games, but I've never got to play Battlefield 3 or any previous Battlefields. Everything I tell you guys is just based on my experience, what I learned sniping in the game. And I am only a sniper. I never run any other class. I never run mechanic or support or assault. I only run recon on Battlefield 4 and professional in Battlefield Hardline. And this is where the Batman music should kick in. Batman, I mean average sniper. So yeah, there we go. I had to do that. Sorry, that was awful, but I just had to do that. Excuse me. So there's my spawn beacon down here over by Bravo. I saw my team cap in Bravo, so I'm going to run over here to Alpha, see what I can do. This was kind of embarrassing what happens. This is another thing, too. When you guys see a guy camping, and you're like, oh my god, I have to knife him. So you knife him and take his tags, and like 9 times out of 10, it takes so long. That's exactly what happens. You get shot. When you could have just pulled your pistol out, shot him, turned around, and shot whoever else was there. There's just something about knifing the dudes that feels, you know... It feels right. It feels so right to knife. I don't know why, but this is a cool little feed right here. I think I actually featured this feed in one of my montages. And the hilarious thing is, I want you guys to see this. There is an enemy constantly trying to, he could have killed me at any time right here. He was right there. Did you see him? You'll see him again. He keeps trying to hit me with the defibs and kill me. There he is again. And when I was playing the game, I thought he was on my team because he's just chilling there. But he's trying to defibrillate me so hard. I finally turn around and see him. I'm like, whoa, buddy. What are you doing? The whole time he gave me this, basically gave me this tremendous feed. I'm sitting there killing his teammates, like massacring his team, and he's just sitting there, oh, let me try and defib, let me try and defib, let me try and defib. Those are the kind of teammates I do not want on my team, because he could have easily killed me and, you know, saved a lot of his teammates from getting killed. And he did kill me. How the fuck did he come back and do that? Whatever. That was just hilarious. When I watched it on the playback, I was like, oh my god, this guy is totally mental. So I don't know why I'm putting a spawn beacon down. The match is over in like 10 seconds. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. I always try to reply to everyone's comments. Unless you're a dick, then fuck you. Alright guys, I'll see you on the next video. Hope you enjoyed it. Later.